Apparently, I'm getting used to the delay because now we're off.
Yep.
You know, just building a little suspense there. And the first thing we find is a key, and all of us have flashbacks. No!
3 people starting in Sanctuary, that's something new for me.
Godzirra going to Uncle with the sign carry strats that I tend to like. Get a good tree pull, but only get some arrows out of it this time.
Looks like Dark Shadows is going to do Houlihan.
All the divergence you can handle and then some right now. Ether on Uncle. I think Uncle forgot to bring his sword, didn't know how to cast the spell, and wound up dying with it. So that's kind of a rip.
That's unfortunate.
Need some bombs to get some bombs at the race game.
It's like Desert is a bonus crystal, and the other 2 are just regulars in Light World.
Yep, 3 Light World crystals. This could be the jet seed everyone wants. Shadow's picking up some bombs. The low price of 50 rupees. We have a lumberjack tree check. Looked like a shield?
I couldn't see what it was. Early Eastern play by Dark Shadows, possibly.
I think Dark Shadows is stealing the Gamer Cal Book of Routing. And the crab has magic for us, so not a whole lot helpful. Arrows and magic's not really going to get us too far in Kakariko.
Dark decided to talk to Sasha for the green pendant location. It is Thieves Town. Thieves Town's usually a good dungeon to go to when you get Dark World access, but we'll see what they do if it's a pendant.
Yeah, that's definitely a shield in the lumberjack tree. We got a second look at it with the Kirito. And the lamp. So go ahead and start saying it. Aga 1 required. Because 1 item means that's where we're going. Some silvers and blinds hut. What do we want on the pedestal? We want the single arrow. Clearly the best and most worthwhile item available on the pedestal. So Kakariko does not have much in the way of progression.
You know, lamp and silver is pretty barren.
Let's hope the South Shore route gives them a little more to work with. It's interesting that the OkayGuy has gone up to the north area, Lost Woods, without any bombs, since that would probably be the best way for him to clear South Shore. Makes me wonder if he's actually going to go buy bombs on the way to Sahasrahla.
Yeah, he'll have to.
Not much in Eastern either for Dark Shadows. We got to get some items here pretty quickly, or we're going to run out of places to go.
Yeah, Dark is going to be doing the dark room here, but it is in logic to get this next chest since we have found the lamp, so hopefully there's something good.
And doing that without a sword or without a boomerang isn't always easy, but it's not too bad. As far as dark rooms go, this one's probably one of the easier ones.
If that is required, do you think anyone's going to go back for that shield?
Maybe out of irony. That's about my best way to say that. 2 hearts. Can he execute the... Oh, he's going to go for the heart grab. Get the Igor. This is still going to be tight. He got it. Only a piece of heart is his reward. So Eastern's kind of a dud. So far this seed has not been very nice to our runners. There's almost nothing to speak of in Kakariko, early part of Escape, and in the Lost Woods, and the crabs and trees aren't being nice either, so they're going to have to work with very little right now to kind of make some progression here. Maybe bomb version of Escape, which everyone loves doing.
I avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, it's a good thing to put in a plan, though. Other than that,
we still have no South Shore checks. Is that correct?
That is correct. None of them are head that way, but Godzirra is making the bomb escape play with 7 bombs, which should take care of him as long as he uses them wisely. OkayGuy has chosen to farm bombs rather than go and buy some more. So one of the better ways to do this bomb strat here is to kind of leave that bomb in the middle of the room and just kind of kite the blue guard around it if you don't have any way to stun him. But I think about everybody has their own unique way of putting bombs down, and for my money, only Gesellschaft does it the correct way because she is absolutely amazing with bombs. OkayGuy heading to South Shore.
I'm guessing this is where our payoff is going to be.
Yeah, might even need an early Agahnim check, which is like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah, if you're counting on that or Zora, you're in a tough spot. Everyone's pretty close to Zora money, if not already at it, too. Oh, there's the boots.
There we got some boots. Get us at least 1 extra item and probably motivate them to get over to the Ice Rod Cave. As if their lack of items wasn't already motivating them to do that. So now we can go somewhere very quickly and run face first into all these enemies that are going to do 2 hearts of damage in our green mail with no sword. OkayGuy opening up Mini Moldorm Cave, but only having 3 bombs and basically needing almost a perfect throw routine to finish it off, decides to pass it up and go for Ice Rod Cave. So even Bomb Escape was pretty empty, so... no, you cannot kill mini Moldorms. There is our sword. You cannot kill mini Moldorms with the lamp, but if you want to try, it'll be worth, a few seconds of a chuckle. So we have a sword, but, it's nice for dashing around. It doesn't really get us anywhere, especially since we know they're going to Eastern, and that doesn't have anything for us.
Do you think he'll try maybe fake flippering without the pearl here?
I think you have to fake flipper in this case because you just have nothing to work with. Then again, I think we're also basing that on some extra knowledge that we have as commentators, the fact that Eastern's empty and Sriracha's, and Eastern might be looking a little more tempting to our runners than they do to us. And there, let's see, as predicted, OkGuy uses any excuse to hover, as he does so in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Showing off already.
What a pro. I love this guy. And the swag net is all we get. This is, we're certainly saving up for a hype cave.
That's for Aga, right?
Yeah, of course. It's always in the logic.
He's gonna fake flipper.
Yeah, it's there's very little left here that's looking good. It's not like you have plenty of places to go, and this is potentially a waste of time. Kirito must have found a glove upgrade somewhere because he's in the back of Escape, where he finds a flute and another sword upgrade. So there's some progression. I just don't know where he found his glove upgrade. Or did he run all the way back there? Wow, I missed him going all the way back there. So yeah, they have to use their lantern and go all the way to the back of Escape to give them some access to Death Mountain. That is what the seed is requiring.
And that's only going to open up 2 locations without the mirror or the hook shot.
But unless you want to make the Aga gamble without the pearl. I like what the OkGuy did here for routing. He goes and checks Hobo real quick with a fake flipper, but then heads up to Sriracha. And he's going to go to Eastern from here, I'm sure. But, without the Moon Pearl and, right now, currently Zora's not in logic for them, it doesn't really make sense to go finish off the rest of that fake flippering. Although if there's something on that ledge and OkGuy knows how to do the water run, that might be a really powerful sequence break. Flute was in the back of Escape. Got blue mail on the ledge.
Bonk Rocks is a bust.
We have another rendition of see DarkShadows doing that bomb in the middle of the chest, and that's I think that's the most effective way to do a bomb version of Escape.
Okay, old man's gonna have the pearl.
That's a good guess at this point with what we know. OkGuy decides to not go to Eastern and instead decides to go to Escape, and that will more than likely pay off for him as long as he completes the whole thing and maybe Death Warps out from the chain guard. Kirito decides to walk from Agahnim Cave to the dam, forgetting that he has the flute, and that would probably have gotten him there a little quicker, but he's on his way, and I think he's going to start doing some South Shore and find his other sword upgrade in the Ice Rod Cave, hopefully.
Godzirra is realizing he needs the pearl to do that trick.
Yeah, sometimes you just go there out of habit because you tend to get early pearls, but if it doesn't appear, then that makes it difficult. That's correct. You cannot grab that bottle without the pearl anyway, because you have to go into the cave to get that second water walk. OkGuy with his Death Warp, he will be heading to the back of Escape, and he'll be pleased to finally find something. Dark Shadows is slowly following him, having not already found the boots at the dam. Godzirra taking an interesting route from Sanctuary to take the bridge that you normally only see in NMG over to Sriracha. Wondering if he is used to not saving and quitting, perhaps, and having to take that route. OkayGuy gets the Master Sword.
Is that a faster way to Zora, the non-flipper way? Maybe he was thinking about doing that, but didn't realize he didn't have the gloves.
It's possible. It's entirely possible. Dark Shadows does not make it to the back of Escape, unfortunately, and that's going to cost him some time. And now the Swag Duck Anthem is being played live for everybody. Fortunately for the crowd, I don't have a song because with my singing voice, we would have no viewers left. I don't know about you, Gloin. You a singer?
You'd clear out the first half, and I'd clear out the second half.
Now that's a partnership. I'll just sit behind the mic and wear sunglasses and pretend that you all can see that.
I believe that was Blue Mail on the Desert Ledge.
Yep, sure was.
We'll be unable to access that without a few more items.
I'm guessing OkayGuy is going to be the first one to head up to Death Mountain with his flute. Dark Shadow is still looking for his first sword upgrade, but does an excellent mini Moldorm cave with just bombs. Well done. I have to say, it's been a long time since I've seen the bomb and bonk strats, and Old Man gives us the pearl that then commands us more than likely to go straight to Aga with.
Yeah, it's pretty much a guarantee at this point.
They're not going to have much to do when they get there, though. Pretty much straight to Pod.
Shovel on Spectacle Rock. And I think that about confirms it. Aga 1 required. So all the glove upgrades are in Dark World. It looks like he's going to try to sequence break for those progression items rather than do the logic.
He's hoping they got something in the waterfall cave. He's only got 2 shots at this, so even if he finds gloves or a hammer, that's not going to get him across the finish line. He's still going to be stuck. Well, he finds a bottle, which means he doesn't have to do that water run for the bottle on the ledge, but whether that's going to get him much, we'll see.
So he's going to need progression at Zora and at Sick Kid. I'd say it's a pretty low percentage chance.
Yeah, it's a tough ask.
I've gone after these kind of dreams before, though, too. They never pay off.
Who are we to squash his dreams, though? Oh, that's right. We're the viewership in the chat, and that's what we love doing, is squashing dreams. Because we have dreams of our own, you know. They're more important.
Looks like he's going to make that sick kid chick.
Zora scamming us again with just a piece of heart. Will the sick kid make up for it with a partial refund? Give us your lunch money, kid.
It's actually useful because if he had tried to go into pod with 53 rupees, he might have been in trouble.
Good call. He's actually going to try to do Eastern just in case. I'm not sure if, I mean, with so many items that you still need, at some point you kind of feel like the seed's just telling you to go, so you kind of just give up and go. I mean, going early is a gamble in and of itself, but...
I didn't realize he hadn't done Eastern yet, so that's my mistake.
Yeah, but no bow. You're not finishing this. I don't know. I feel like I'd like to come back here later, but then again, you're probably stuck going to pod anyway, so it's not like you're going to get to do the pod and Eastern combination like you'd like to do. There is no right answer, only Zool.
Kirito getting his life lesson. Just a lot of disappointment on all four screens. At this point, if anyone decides to skip some chests to do Aga early, they might have the advantage.
Yep, from what we know, since almost everything else that's left before Aga is going to pretty much be a waste of time, it would give them a bit of a boost to go early. Dark Shadows finally heading to the back of Escape, where he's going to be rewarded, but he's probably going to be a little disappointed he didn't do this right away. You know what? These things happen. That's rando.
Yeah, he was probably trying to put it off, hoping to get a glove upgrade, because it is a big time sink to go all the way through the back here.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he was kind of already all the way back here anyway. He was already in the dark part, so...
True.
Okay, guy getting a full heart refill just in time to not use it.
Godzirra's got to be careful here. Those rocks are about to kill him. Looks like he gets through safe, though.
He makes an athletics check, rocks fall, but he does not die. It's probably a good DC 15 too. That was a pretty hard check. So here we are, 25 minutes in, and now we're resigned to doing Aga. Is anyone happy at this point?
Especially with no dungeons completed. This has been really rough so far.
Like you said, if you're banking on Agahnim to save you, you're probably losing. So losing in the sense that you'd rather be doing other things, not as in like the race, because we're all having to. I mean, everyone has to do this.
And OkayGuy is not going to have very many choices when he gets out of here because he can't go to Catfish and he can't really go south. So it looks like Pod's going to have a progression.
Or get something on the pyramid that can hopefully get him somewhere else. But yeah, he's pretty linear at this point. OkayGuy getting in a Kamehameha kind of battle with the spear guard. They're just reflecting beams at each other. All right, chat. How many blue balls are we getting? We're about there. What's the call? Anywhere between 0 and 15. Assuming none of them get missed.
I'm going to go with 6.
Ooh, 6. The seed's being mean, and Cloyne thinks it's going to be meaner. I'm going to go with 2. And go ahead and snicker about that all you'd like. For those unfamiliar, the first round of 4 shots that he does always is guaranteed to produce an actual reflectable damage shot. So we have 1 blue ball. As OkayGuy is going with the Swagnet strats. How can you not love this seed so far? We got Swagnet and we have Aga 1 required. This is about as good as things get. Come on, chat. That's 2. There's 3.
Godzirra entering Aga Tower.
3 will be the final number. I think we're going to get rewarded with a mighty big 20 on the pyramid.
Seems appropriate.
No, we get the ice rod.
Oh, that's nice to see.
That saves them from a bit of trolling later, at least. So there's your consolation prize, everyone. Congratulations. Now Turtle Rock is going to be a pendant. And the number of the counting shall be 3. No more, no less. Yep, Turtle Rock pendant. Pretty much every time you get an early ice rod.
Gotta hope for something good on Trinex then.
Skull Woods is the other, is the red pendant.
Let's see if this is Palace of Hype or not.
I was half expecting it to be bow locked at this point. But no, it couldn't, because we are literally out of places to check. Then we have to have a new seed, start all the way over, and Wouldn't that be the worst? Okay, guy doing a DoorDash on the first door in pod. You don't see that too often. Godzirra is now in the Aga 1 fight. DarkShadows is making his way up the tower, and Kirito is about to start the process. So, we've been waiting this long for some progression. Why not wait a little bit longer while we give you some keys?
Yeah, it's gotta give him a bunch of keys up front since the right side's locked off.
Couldn't even drop him like an early item just to, you know, kind of boost his confidence again, get his spirits back up. Just had to crush him with nothing but small key after small key. Palace of Small Keys continues. That's right, nothing but small keys, guaranteed. Come down to Crazy Palace of Darkness, we got nothing but small keys. You need a key, we got a key, just for you.
I think the hype's coming here.
Oh, there we go, finally the lift upgrade in the dark room. And the hook shot, yeah, this was overdue. We needed 2 items just to get across the river there to get to the west dark world, so...
Yeah, he's got all of Death Mountain available to him now, or most of Death Mountain, and he's got West Dark World, so it'll be interesting to see where he wants to go.
And he's got a single rupee. Here, kid, don't spend it all in one place. So here's that decision point that you were talking about. Do you go Death Mountain or do you go West Dark World? Without the hammer, Thieves Town doesn't look as good, but it does look a little better in version 28 than it did in 27.
Yeah, both those dungeons over there are pendant dungeons, so you'd really just be looking for items.
Almost got dead rocked, but thankfully did not. DarkShadows also going with the Swagnet strats, the People's Champion. We got some literacy. That'll help. Except for we can't make it to either tablet right now. But it will get us into desert.
Here's a bonus crystal.
Okay, guy getting absolutely wrecked by this mini Moldorm being a jerk. Come on, man. He's just passing through. He just needs your horde of items. Be a pal. DarkShadows has Aga 1 down. Godzirra about to... Sorry, go ahead.
He's hovering again.
Oh, of course. It's what the people want to see.
Surprised he didn't hover the bow-locked chests in pod.
I think that hover is more complicated than just your standard. I mean, that's a 2-directional hover. Again, not being much of a hover myself, I wouldn't be able to describe it a whole lot, but I mean, that's the kind of hover that they put you on a GDQ for. So I mean, that's just not the kind of thing that everybody can do.
You got a point. So all those chests, and all I got out of it was a book. So he
Not
has
much
the option.
payoff.
He's got the option of following the logic there and going into desert, or he can take the West Dark World path.
Yeah, none of this is actually routing in any sort of kind of neat little pattern like you like to do in one big sweeping kind of way. It's all kind of stop, start routing, which with these kind of items and no mirror can just be a little painful.
Looks like he's gonna check catfish.
Off to
Godzirra
go
gonna pick up his items here.
Yep. He's probably in the same frustrating moment that everybody else is right now, where you had nothing that you can do, and now all of a sudden you have way too much that you can do. Apparently the catfish got sent home from the airport because he was smuggling substances, and now he's hiding in the water.
Wouldn't it be nice if they had the mirror right now? But this seed's not going to make anything easy.
I don't know about you, but I don't get out of bed in the morning without the mirror. It is love, it is life.
That's actually favorite item. It really makes routing, once you go to the Dark World, it makes routing a lot easier.
Absolutely. Kirito getting his ice rod. Hopefully soon we'll be seeing the bad news that, in fact, that ice rod can only be used to get him a blue pendant. Ooh, OkayGuy taking a death in a bad place to take one. He should have the fairy, though. I guess it's better to take that than it is to death warp with one. But those overworld deaths can be pretty costly if you aren't careful.
And he got one right back. Nothing on Bumper Cave. There has not been a pedestal check yet.
No, and without the mirror, it's not looking likely that we're going to see one for quite a while. The J. Coper route yields the big key, a brief hover, because why not? Gives him the small key that he wanted from the right side chest in the first place, so everything works out. Playing jump rope with the Gibdos. Where this route of going into this entrance really pays off is with the mirror, because you can go check that last chest on the left down there, mirror instantly, and be right out the door. It's not quite as good and a little bit more of a gamble, in my opinion, if you don't have the mirror. He decides not to go for the middle chest, or nope, he's doubling back. He might go for the middle chest. With one item left in Skull Woods. Has to remember not to death warp. Ooh, almost didn't get a choice. Only a map.
So I think that's one item still left, locked behind a fire rod.
Absolutely. Okay, guy takes the hit anyway. Will get brought back to life. And needs to find a way to turn one of these Gibdos into a fairy to continue the cycle.
It looks like Godzirra is going to do something different and go into desert here.
Godzirra excited by the prospect of blue mail, and frankly, who isn't? It's a wardrobe change.
Since OkayGuy hasn't found anything, this is a chance for Godzirra to make up some time if he can get some progression. And he's got the tools to full clear this.
Yeah, the logic does seem to be saying to go here sooner because of the fact that you've been given everything you need, as opposed to Thieves Town, but we'll see. And OkayGuy executes a really cool hookshot dash right off the front of Thieves Town with the fire rod in the game, the chess game. Fire rod sending him directly back to Skull Woods so he can go get a red pendant and maybe an item. OkayGuy deciding to skip on Thieves Town without the hammer, and I don't blame him. It's one of those. Actually, it's one of those run-defining decisions, because if there's something big in Thieves Town and you pass it up, and you could have routed some other stuff earlier, like it has mirror, and you could have done mirror ledge, then you'll wind up a little behind. But if there's an important item in the hammer chest or in the big chest, and you don't have the hammer, then that when do you ever go back for that?
Yeah, it's about the last thing you do. We found our last mail upgrade over at the digging game. So all of our runners are probably going to have red mail.
Half magic at the flute boy. So we got digging game, and the other one is on desert ledge. Godzirra heading on up to go kill Lanmo.
It's our first type cave check. Or resident sleeper cave, as I call it.
Oof. Well, at least it paid off at the end. We got a cane. Better than a poke in the eye cave.
Without Titans, that cane's not really opening up anything, unfortunately.
We just got a ped check. Got some ice rod strats on Lanmo from Godzirra. Unfortunately, the timing of the ice rod means you have to kind of shoot a little bit earlier than you would for the fire rod, and sometimes that can be a little tricky to get used to. Mushroom does not pay off, so instead we decide to stop by for a potion.
Our first crystal. 44 minutes.
Oh, that's rough. So the progression or the item we found in desert was Quack. Godzirra seems like he's off to make his own ped check. Frankly, at this stage, with the number of items that they have and the pendants that are available, I don't blame them for kind of suspecting the pedestals at play here.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like Thieves Town is going to be the play.
Absolutely. We do have 3 of our runners in desert at the same time. Dark Shadows goes for his blue mail. And he's off to go kill Landmo. I wonder if he'll use the Ice Rod strats as well. Definitely very effective if you get the timing right. Can be as fast as a Fire Rod kill. The OkayGuy is now a fully cooked bunny. You can take him out of the oven now. You're waiting for the gold saucer. This isn't Final Fantasy VII. You're in the wrong place, man. OkayGuy has the Fire Rod to use those strats. And half magic, so this is going to be a breeze for him.
Godzirra didn't make that catfish chick. And then hopefully go to West Dark World. Perfect fight there.
I guess the other contention when you're thinking about whether to do Thieves Town or not is the fact that it takes so long for you to get over there in the first place. Is it worth going and doing the south route, then trying to have to come all the way back if you're wrong? So that might be an additional piece of information to use if you're thinking about whether to do Thieves Town in the future kind of situations.
Yeah, without Mitts or Hammer, they're having a really hard time routing in Dark World.
It's easy to think about these things now, but you know, when you have 6 or 7 factors that are weighing on your mind about what you want to do next, you know, the hammer, the lack of hammer may be the one that, you know, sticks out in your mind the most. But OkayGuy looks like he's making the long trip back to the west side. Kirito opting not to use the Ice Rod and just going with some spin strats.
He's
with
gotta be
the
careful here. It's getting a little low on health.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to control. You're going to get some damage. Oh, I think he should have a fairy though.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, thankfully he does. And he's right as rain. Kupo. Godzirra getting his Fire Rod. We'll see if he decides to go into Thieves Town.
I don't believe he went into Skull Woods either, so that might save him some time.
Yep. So, you have the Fire Rod before you go into Skull Woods. Where do you go first? Do you go for the boss, or do you check the chests in the first section first, hoping to have your items before you go to the boss?
Yeah, when it's a crystal dungeon, I think back to front is better, but since this is a pendant, just try to get those 2 items as quickly as possible. Especially,
I think Godzirra's already done his pedestal check, so he knows that there's really nothing to look forward to with that red pendant.
Mothula just kind of hanging out at the top there.
Just getting absolutely peppered with fire rod shot after fire rod shot from that half magic, and pays out a nice hefty compass. The kind of thing your grandmother gave you for your birthday when you were 6.
There's the bow.
The bow. The answer was Thieves Town. Well, I mean, the answer is always Ice Palace, but if you can't get to Ice Palace, the answer was definitely this time Thieves Town.
If that's their only progression, though, does that mean they just have to go back to Palace of Darkness?
How many items are left in Palace of Darkness? We saw green. I mean, we saw small key after small key, so surely we've exhausted their supplies of those. But we saw a single rupee. We saw hookshot and glove, so most 2 more, but I think we saw another one other than that.
Yeah, there's at least 1 more item in there.
That's slim pickings. Especially without a mirror to be able to do both Eastern and Pod at the same time. It's hard to go back to either one of those thinking you're going to find a whole lot of value.
Yeah, 1 or 2 items in Pod, and then maybe 1 item at Sahasrara. You can't really route them in conveniently. A lot of hard decisions for routing in this seed.
Except for early on in the seed, because pretty much every routing decision you made early on in this seed was wrong. Can't help but the sneaking feeling that we're getting pushed closer and closer to an early Turtle Rock for some of these items. But then again, there isn't a whole lot left. So I guess it's hard to take them to Turtle Rock unless we're giving them the items that they pretty much really need to start doing a lot of dungeons.
Yeah, Mitts and Hammer are going to open up other stuff other than Turtle Rock also, so more tough decisions to come.
It's when the ice rod that you have in your inventory goes from a blessing to a curse. Okay, guy getting his bow.
It seems like the other 3 runners have closed the gap on OkayGuy here. Godzirra might be ahead.
Yeah, I think some of that extensive overworld routing that OkayGuy had to do really has kind of cost him here. But he has checked South Shore to have his red cane, and Godzirra is going to have to go down and do that still. So that'll give OkayGuy a chance to finish up Thieves Town here.
Nice blind fight from Godzirra.
It was very nice, very nice. Kirito making his way into Thieves Town. He'll be handsomely rewarded with a nice, fine, shiny bow. Godzirra also has the advantage of the fact that he hasn't done Skull Woods, and we know Skull Woods doesn't really give us much. So if he decides to continue to skip Skull Woods, that will pay off for him. That's a tough decision to make, though, long term.
Yeah, it might be in the back of his head the whole time he's not finding things.
He decides to skip out on the digging game without finishing the rest of the south route of Dark World, which is very interesting to me because it takes so long to get back there. He decides that the bow commands him.
looks like the green pendant turn-in is coming first. Let's see what Sahasrara has. A piece of his own heart.
Yipes. Okay, guy with an absolutely beautiful blind fight as well. Not that we expected anything less from this guy.
Godzirra opting to clean up Eastern.
Yeah, without the mirror, you have to go from light to dark rather than dark to light. And, you know, it's not too bad, but let's hope for his sake that he finds some important progression here to kind of carry him through. Otherwise, he might regret not getting his cane. Okay, guy decides, well, no, we don't know where he's going to go because he's going to pull out the flute, and we'll see where that takes him next. Probably to Eastern Pod. Sure does. It's too bad for the OK guy that this isn't a pedestal seed because he's 2/3 of the way to checking it.
So I think progression's either got to be on Armos or in the bow lock section of Pod.
It does start getting a little frustrating as a runner when you're continually getting down to the last possible place that you can find an item to get the next progression. So I do believe that they left an item in Thieves Town, though. That might also weigh on their minds.
Silvers should make this an easy Armos fight.
Pretty close. He's 98% of the way there, but it's so much fun to fight Armos when they melt like that.
Just a shield.
What a crystal, and something that most runners of this seed right now are desperately lacking it near the hour mark. Only having 2 crystals, it does not feel good. But it's not their fault. That's just what they're being given. Godzirra going a bit of a long way around to try to get to the... he's also forgetting that you can't go that way. You don't have the hammer. In fact, for a second I had forgotten as well, so I don't blame him. You're kind of used to just being able to hop down, but no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to flute back through Aga. Kirito is escorting blind to the sunlight.
Okay, guy, back on the way to Dark World, probably for a pod check. Probably to finish pod. If he can find the hammer, that is. This may be a required triple dip pod.
Oh, that's awful. That almost burns the tongue just saying that. Oh. It's evil. Be gone, devil seed. Be gone.
Looks like Godzirra's not going into pod. Not sure what he's not done over here in West Dark World. Skull Woods, probably.
Skull Woods, yeah, that did linger in the back of his mind. It's weird that he let the boat. He also hasn't done the South Shore route either, which I thought was a little odd that he chose to do that. But he was gonna have to make it back eventually anyway. So. Okay, guy, about to show us the fact that we have the Titan's mitts in the east side of pod, and this is in fact a triple dip.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
The triple dip, required triple dip pod.
Oh no.
Brutal.
And the big key, so now you have to go check the big key chest. Oh, this is awful. And you
He's
don't even
gotta
have the
hope-
mirror or the hammer. Oh no.
Gotta hope for vanilla hammer. Unless that's 5
The
items
red
already.
mail death warp, you know, you gotta leave. You gotta leave, okay, guy. You gotta use those spikes. I mean, we will be here until we get up tomorrow morning.
So it looks like the hammer is going to be the trolley item.
This seed makes my jaw hurt.
You can only get 6 chests over here. You can't get to Hera. You can't go into TR.
But what if we need to fake flipper to Ice Palace? I feel like that's the true key to unlocking this seed.
It's been a while since I've seen hammer in swamp or ice, and those are probably 2 of the worst locations. So that's probably where it is. Mitz opens up Mire area, so that's quite a few chests too. In fact, with the items they have, it looks like Mire might be the play.
So you were asking about whether they okay guy could hover to east side of pod, and I bet right now he wishes he could.
Yeah, that would have been very good. Would have saved him a lot of time.
Dark Shadow's about to get his cane.
I just checked, and Andy is in this race. And I know he can do that hover. So it's possible he's gained a significant advantage.
As Patty would say, well, good for him.
Looks like he's going to do King's Tomb.
Makes sense. Then flip from there probably to 6. Kirito turning in his green pendant. Walking out with a sad mug face. Okay guy is robbing the King's Tomb of 300 rupees. Apparently this is Skyrim now.
Unsure where to go. And I think this is the right play.
Yeah, I agree.
Hoping that Bombos is not the required entry medallion.
Well, even if it's not, I mean, you're going to go check Mire Shed anyway, so it's information, and I like checking for these requirements early.
And it's Ether, so he's probably going in.
All right, chat. Is he going to hover the Mire entrance?
It's a pretty big gap.
We do also have the save and quit items available if somebody wants to gamble on those. Save and quit mirror can be pretty rough. Godzirra is now down fighting the Moth. Moth comes out of the corner. Godzirra has not gotten his half magic from the Flute Boy yet, though, so this is going to be a little more difficult for him than it was for OkayGuy. Playing nice and patient, staying away from the spike, staying away from the Moth. And finishes him off nicely.
You got two Armos fights going on. Get some shields.
Getting some dinner plates. OkayGuy choosing to get the small key and rather going into the fire room, come out and make this check earlier. I feel like no matter what decision you make in Misery Mire, you're going to route it wrong.
Looks like he's going back for the vanilla big key location. Oh, he didn't check this.
More bomb upgrades. I think we can carry more bombs now than we should be legally allowed to. With the head fake on going for the vanilla big key. With the spin move.
So he's down to one item left in here, and he's got to hope it's progression, or he's run out of locations to check.
Yeah, pretty much got the save and quit options next, and what else are we looking at other than that?
You could fake Flipper into ice, I suppose.
DarkShadows making his way to the east side of Pod where he can pick up his Titan's mitts and be off on this merry little chase.
Yeah, everyone's making the right decision here and going to Pod.
Yep. Unfortunately, they're probably almost all out of decisions to make at this point.
Godzirra's still missing his cane, unfortunately. The flippers.
Yeah. Well, fortunately for them, it's not a double dip mire just for flippers, because that's always a disappointing time. So they can finish this up, get their crystal, and be on their merry way.
So you go into Swamp without the hammer, or Ice Palace without the hammer?
Can I take what's behind door number 3? Oh, there is no door number 3? I guess door number 3 would probably be save and quit frog and save and quit chest. So I guess if you give me that option.
Godzirra's stunned. He was frozen for a second there because of those mitts.
He's going to try the red mail death warp. Again, these guys are only... Oh, he was nice and low on health in the first place, so I guess that helped him finish this off. He's going to go check the big chest. Oh, we got the fairy.
Oh, no.
DarkShadows is just running out. And at some point, that makes a lot of sense, too. It stinks to do, but if you have a fairy and you can't death warp, what else are you going to do?
And if hammer is vanilla, it would be a huge play.
Absolutely huge. Okay, guys, about to go melt some eyeballs with some silver arrows. I expect to make absolutely quick work of this.
Nice fight.
Tries to switch to mirror like he's used to doing in NMG, and unfortunately, it's not there. But an excellent fight, of course.
I'm expecting him to go to ice here since you can get more chests without the hammer.
We knew from about 71 minutes ago that the answer was to go to Ice Palace, so I don't blame them for making this play.
I didn't consider this. It looks like he can go to Turtle Rock. No, he can't. He doesn't have the hammer.
Doesn't have the hammer, nope.
I don't know what he's doing up here.
Only a small heart in the big chest, so OkayGuy skipping that, and that's going to pay off for him.
Alright, so it's the Ice Palace play.
Big shout outs to my favorite commentator joining us in chat, Adirondack Rick, fresh off the heels of his race. And if you've missed this, you're coming in late. What this seed has delivered to our runners has been a lot of pain.
Yeah, Aga required triple dip into pod.
We, jokingly throw around the term plando now and then, and some seeds are more worthy of that moniker than others, and this one is pretty high on that list. Of course, none of these are actually plandos. They were all generated by the FC bot, brought to you by Fred Coughlin.
Is Kirito fake flippering into ice?
Kirito knows what he's doing. This is a professional level play. I could not agree more.
More hovering.
Right? It's way easier than bomb jumping. New runners, if you're curious as what to do in that room, don't bother learning the Ice Palace bomb jump. Just go straight into practicing your hovering. And the low percent bomb strats on the Penguin.
He's gonna have a bad time when he gets up here. Yep. You need the hammer to continue to get those next two chests.
Sometimes just the muscle memory takes over and you just don't think about it. Especially when you get that early key, you think, oh, right side first.
He's gonna run out of spots to check here. There it is.
Oh, free Zor room. So now what?
He's gonna go grab those other two chests that he was not able to get earlier.
And he's gonna go right back up. You can try to tell Ice Palace routing is kind of one of those funny things that you kind of have a few pre-planned routes that you're used to make sure you're kind of covering everything in a orderly manner. And when he got the hammer at that exact spot, he kind of wasn't ready for it, and it kind of broke his mind for a second as he had to readjust to figure out what his routing was going to be for this place, especially with the key he had available.
Godzirra's grabbing the smith, which is something we haven't seen yet.
Concern Froge. It's a much easier play to do this when oh, he can do the directional hover. Oh, he really wishes he did that for the Titans mitts, I bet.
Yeah, he's kicking himself for sure.
Let it be said that will be the last time that I underestimate the OK Guy's hovering abilities ever. And I hope I never meet him in a seed like this. Yipes.
Kirito also muscle memorying up to the place he can't get, but he'll be rewarded here soon with the hammer, so I'm sure he'll forget all about it.
Yep, as long as he sticks with it. Nope, can't head down that way. Can't go that way. And not having Ice Palace routing is you could teach a 300 level college course on Ice Palace routing. So, if you don't get it right or it takes you a while to learn it, like, join the club. Kirito gets his hammer, and yep, the stun look is correct. Last item seems to be on Cold Stare. Four and a half heart.
I don't believe he has a fairy either, so...
Did he go through both of them? Oh, he does have blue potion. That's right. He did go and pick that up when he turned into his mushroom. That might be really big. He does have half magic. Godzirra, speaking of half magic, Godzirra finally just got his, and he's now heading into Hype Cave to go get his cane, and he's probably going to be a little annoyed that he didn't get that earlier. And speaking of canes, we have the Saku cane. On Cold Stare. Does that mean the eyeballs are like getting old and they need a cane to get around, so they took a red one and turned it blue?
Yeah. So I think that all the OK Guy is looking for right now is the mirror.
So we can go check Tower of Hera. It looks like that's where he's going to be headed next. And we could also possibly go to dreaded Pendant Turtle Rock.
Looks like he's going to clean up Palace of Darkness first.
It's a logical and safe play since you don't want to come back here. Wonder if he will go straight to Helmasaur, wondering if Helmasaur has the last item or whether he'll check the big chest.
Godzirra unfortunately blocked himself off in the mire shed of one of the chests.
Kirito heading into the Cold Stare fight with 3 hearts. And if the tracker is to be believed, he only has green mail. That's going to be a rough ask. I hope he did get a mail upgrade that we missed. Getting most of the initial spin. Oh! I hope for a fairy.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, no.
I've made this walk of shame many times. It's one of the worst.
Kirito is showing absolutely no signs of that deterring him whatsoever, and we'll head right back into Cold Stare, and good for him.
Looks like he does in fact have red mail, but those puffs do a lot of damage.
They do. It's really hard to tell with the Mog Sprite too. They don't have, you know, cute little shirts to wear. They just have their glowing demon eyes. Okay, guy, gonna make short work here at Helmosaur. Then it's a question time whether you head back and check the big chest knowing that you missed an item.
DarkShadows taking down Vitreous as well. See if he follows the path of the TheOkayGuy and goes to ice.
I would trust someone named Fluffy Moogle in knowing that the Mog Sprite does in fact have the color on the nose and not the eyes, like I said. So, yeah, when in doubt, listen to Fluffy Moogle about Mog stuff. Although, you didn't say Kupo afterwards, so now I'm a little suspicious. DarkShadows looks like he might be going for the save and quit option. As TheOkayGuy makes his way to Hera.
Yeah, if he finds Mirror up here, he'll be able to go mode Swamp and he'll still finish with a pretty good time.
Yeah, after all this, if that were true, that would actually be pretty amazing. Although I think every single one of us fully expects that mirror to be on the laser bridge.
You're far too optimistic. Thieves Town Big Chest is still available.
Good call, good call. Nope, there it is. We are in go mode, but we do have to do the basement, so it's, you know, it's a go and wait mode. I feel like we should get some hold music while we're in tile rooms.
That would be appropriate.
Kirito getting Cold Stare down, getting his blue cane, emerging from Ice Palace victorious.
So the path to victory for Kirito should be fairly clear as long as he stays in dungeons.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of any significant overworld that brought a fire rod, I suppose, was, you know, in the chess game, but other than that, ice rod's not necessary.
Yeah, Kane and Hype Cave.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep.
Yeah, everything else was in dungeons.
Well, he's already got that, so he's all set. Okay, guy, continuing to check chests, maybe just doing the strat of checking chests that take less than 5 seconds or so. That way he can try to find his tempered sword while he's in kind of go mode, and hopefully not wind up doing Master Sword Ganon. We got 2 crystal grabs at the same time as Godzirra finishes melting Vitreous at the same time that Trolldorm goes down. Time for everyone's favorite sewer, especially Ben. He really loves the sewer dungeon. Godzirra using his new flippers to go straight into ice to go get his hammer, and he's going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm guessing with OkayGuy's abilities, he's probably not going to waste any time checking any chests for swords.
Probably just that one that you can push the block to check real quick.
Yeah, that is a quick check.
Oh, there was worse than a double dip in this seed. We had a, by the logic, required triple dip of Palace of Darkness, one of the last dungeons that you want a triple dip at all. Although I guess since some of these runners have been doing Key Sanity, they're probably used to it.
Godzirra getting his bomb jump on the first try. Very nice.
Shadows picks up his hammer. He's going to head to the east side of Ice Palace, and he's his shield and his big key. Just the big key for the OK guy. He will not be turning around to go see what's in the big key chest, or in the big chest.
Master Sword Argus, not my favorite fight. But at least he doesn't have to use hammer strats.
Yeah, I mean, what do people think when they see your menuing time in the credits, when they see you've been doing 4 minutes for a less than 2 hour seed? I mean,
They're not impressed.
Yeah, we can't have that. Goes in the corner, pins him in the corner, shoots him with the silver arrow.
Godzirra not pleased with finding hammer there. Some frustration slashes.
And who can blame him? In fact, he's so frustrated that he ran his face into a spike out of spite.
I don't blame him.
Alright, well, we're not going to be playing the game officially, but by all means, let's play this game unofficially. And guess which chest in Ganon's Tower will have that big key we need to get to the top. Gloin, your prediction, please.
Oh boy. Let's go with 3.
3, so Torch being
Absolutely.
super nice. So, I don't know OkayGuy's Ganon Tower routing strats. I'm going to assume he sticks to right side, which means I'm going to go with 12.
I picked 3 because it rewards the people that go left side first.
Who does that? People who do Dark Magician route, perhaps? I don't know any of those people. Those people are crazy. Need to lock them up and put them in white suits. Commit them. Make it so they can't hurt the rest of us.
Looks like Andy, as I predicted, would finish with a great time of 131.11 in first place.
GG to Andy. We all know he cheated.
Exactly.
I say that, of course, with all the love and affection for one of our showcase runners of this game. One of the people who made the game as popular as it is. Just in case he doesn't know that I'm actually joking about that, because he doesn't have any idea who I am.
I actually started watching Rando after I saw his swordless run at last fall's GDQ. I've already lost.
Rip. That being the first key, though, I mean, not very many people are going to go right side, so that does change. It doesn't change my number, because you can't change numbers, just like you can't change your football team. But that will change which chest 12 is, so we'll see. 4 and 5 right there. Stacked on keys, just like Pod.
Yeah, just the wrong size. Godzirra getting his Ice Palace finished up. Dark Shadows is unfortunately going into Thieves Town here.
I applaud his bravery in making this gamble. It's you know, it's one of those things where if it pays off real big. And sometimes those are the kind of gambles you have to make to do well in races.
I hope he's at least rewarded with something special.
Yeah, a sword upgrade would be nice. Hook him up. Come on, Seed. There's the man of the hour. The pug man himself, GG Andy. We all knew that you had it in you.
The only person that probably didn't triple dip Pod.
Probably didn't even double dip Pod, just finished the whole thing in one time. Hover over the river, why not? Let's do it.
Second place still up for grabs for OkayGuy.
What's in Thieves Town big chest? Oh, a 5 spot. Ouch.
Brutal.
Powder in Bob's chest again. Dr. Bob, we're going to have a little talk with you about some performance-enhancing commentary drugs. Over the counter, hope.
Dark Shadows is running out the front of Thieves Town. I'm not sure what he hasn't checked over here. Maybe the blacksmith?
Maybe he just thinks that with red mail that, you know, death warp. Oh, he probably still has a fairy that he can't death warp with.
Still looking for that big key. And
oh, we're going right side.
Could it be tile room?
All right, chat. You know you want it. Start asking for it now. Come on. With the bunny hop dash cane strats. Yeah, we know that people could cheat by watching Andy. In fact, a lot of people cheat by watching Andy. I mean, never mind. So they already knew where the big key was, and we weren't going to actually play the official game or anything like that. That's pretty much only reserved for races for that reason. But it is highly frowned upon for posting any spoilers of any kind.
And there it is.
Last chest before tile room. So close. So close.
Nailed that anti-fairy with a silver arrow.
I gotta count for at least 5 rupees or some kind of shroot bucks or something like that. I don't, we need to give him some bonus points for that. Do we have any bonus points we can give him?
Maybe a tempered sword in his future. I can't make any promises though.
Doesn't seem like, well, we'll see if he actually checks the last few chests here at the top. We'll see if how confident and how much he even really cares that he's gonna have to use Master Sword here.
Timely fairy drop. Dark Shadows doing Fat Fairy, something I don't think we've seen. No sword there either.
Sankheart, though. Yeah, he's making some big gambles here to try to avoid going to Hera of all places. We all do know that when he does decide to go to Hera, he will put himself in go mode. And speaking of which, Kirito seems to be the second of our runners to have entered go mode. But he's going to have to go back and finish Eastern and Pod, so he's got some work to do. And Godzirra just getting his mirror as well. Takes the scenic route and gets trolled right out of the place.
Punted across the map.
Trolldorm is playing the field position game, punting on 4th down. So Godzirra is off to clean up Pod and go mode the entirety of Swamp, and then he will be on his way to Ganon's Tower. His or her way, I suppose. Didn't actually ever do a pronoun check.
Two swords. Only one hope left. He's gonna hover.
Oh, this is the. I mean, he's been hovering so cleanly today. I'm actually surprised he missed that one. That seems one of the more straightforward ones for him. But he will be back. We have a
second place finish. Bentizi 141.16. Christos Owen in third 142.10.
GG to Bentizi and Christos Owen. And Christos knows that this is the kind of seed you don't want to be on the wrong end of Andy on. I mean, in fairness, there aren't too many seeds you do want to be on the wrong side of racing Andy on, so...
Elminster, 4th place, 142.35.
They are rolling in. Okay, guy with a pretty good attitude there. Skipping the last chest in this game does not, in fact, invalidate the run.
Helior is asking how much time hovering will save in this seed. If you can hover the bow-locked section of Pod, it saves a lot of time. All the other hovers don't save a ton of time, but that one in particular was crucial.
Ganon making me hungry for some Chipotle. Getting some good positioning. Unfortunately, he is in the wrong phase again and to use it.
No cape to utilize, so he's got to use that hook shot for the iframes. Does he still have that blue potion?
He did not use it on Cold Stare. He cleaned it up pretty nicely. And unfortunately, he misses the top left spawn to do a lot of extra damage and decides to just kind of play the patient game. And that's usually the wise decision, because most of the deaths you're going to take doing Master Sword Ganon are you going too fast. And he's rewarded with the top right position just in time for phase 3 when it's not useful. We have Pink Kitty Rose in 5th place with a 143.22. Ink Nun with a 143.27. Just getting sniped. And then turning around sniping Mentos Man 8 in 7th place with a 143.32. So back-to-back-to-back finishes there.
Godzirra just finishes up Pod, and Dark Shadow finishes up Hera.
Okay, guy needs one more hit. Playing nice and patient with that 1.5 hearts, and gets his final hit. GG to the OK Guy.
Comes in 8th place, 145.26 is his official SRL time.
With Mikan finishing in 9th place at 145.44.
GG to OK Guy.
We should bring Mr. OK Guy in for an interview. Does he do interviews? I was wondering if he might be one of those guys that doesn't have a mic. I guess we'll find out. Big Duncan, 10th place, 146.06.
These are pretty impressive times considering how brutal this seed was.
Absolutely. So now we switched over to the audio for Kirito, and he's finishing up Go Mode Swamp.
Godzirra doing Pyramid Fairy, possibly looking for a sword.
Kirito maybe not feeling too confident in his ability to do Master Sword. Ganon still looking to check some more chests in Swamp. And he finds the best medallion in the entire game, Bombos.
Fortunately, that's not going to help him anymore.
No, unfortunately, that's not.
He's even
But it
willing to
doesn't hurt
do
anything.
left side swamp. It is a big difference if you can pick up Tempered.
Absolutely. And sometimes, you know, I can speak from personal experience for being in the tournament. When you're in front of a large audience like this, and you know you got a lot of people watching you, and you're maybe not too confident in your ability to do Ganon fight one particular way or another, you may think it's worth the time to not spend the time in front of your audience basically dying. So if that's running through his mind, that may be entering into his decision. We've got Unfit in 147.18, 11th place, and TGH in 12th with a 147.39. Hitaka, 13th place, 148.01. You know, Lloyd, it doesn't really surprise me at all that so many of the finishers are kind of heaped on top of each other. There really wasn't a whole lot of extra decision making to make here. I mean, nobody got rewarded for going into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it was pretty linear as long as you decided to go into ice with those flippers.
So let that be the lesson to everybody watching this stream. The answer was Ice Palace. We'll say it again for the people in the back. Evanitis finishing in 14th with a 148.24.
Ramil Gaming subscribed for this Twitch Prime. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub.
And thank you for the great tracking job you did with that Cyclone guy, who I hear is pretty great at tracking himself. So thank you to both of you guys. So maybe the last two sword upgrades are in Turtle Rock?
It's very possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
Awful.
Any of the Miralax locations are also possibilities.
It's true. Lackery finishing in 15th place with a 149.43.
DarkShadows finishes up Swamp. He'll probably head off to Pod and then to Ganon's Tower.
Kirito deciding to check on that big key rather than going up to the boss. And he's going to take the long way around the left side that you don't see very often in these runs. And he's rewarded with 20 rupees.
Classic.
the most important 20 rupees he has ever earned. It's like his #1 dime of 20 rupees. Kirito using the Samaria block to try to go into the left door because he can go back that way. That makes sense. It's not a strat you see very often.
I didn't know. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Godzirra going for the double puff grab.
Getting two at a time with the hook shot and then hitting them both with the hammer is pretty difficult.
Yeah, they don't like to sit still. They're kind of squirmy.
And then you've got the hammer hitbox to contend with as well.
Yeah, I just always kind of prefer to just keep slashing at it with the Master Sword and pretend like it's actually doing damage.
Viper King, the mirror was in Tower of Hera.
Yep, and you needed the hammer from Ice Palace to get there, and you needed the Titan's Mitts from the east side of Pod that was bow-locked to get those. So, nice little chain of items there.
Yeah, both glove upgrades in Palace of Darkness, but you couldn't get them both at the same time.
So it's more like the Palace of Gloves. The POG champ.
Ooh. So Godzirra is going to be the second of our runners to head up to Ganon's Tower. And DarkShadows is going to be right on his heels.
Flippers were in Misery Mire Big Chest.
I think the only good news in this seed was getting to do Swamp Palace in Go mode.
You know, as long as you kind of get a little positive feeling at the end of the seed, that's, you know, keep you coming back for more. It's better than Key Sanity double dipping Ganon's Tower, and, you know, then you just feel like you never want to play Rando again in your life.
It's much better than that. Ether was actually at Link's uncle, I believe, right at the beginning of the game.
Absolutely. He must have died while casting it.
Yeah, if this is your first randomizer experience, this is about as bad as it gets, so this isn't a common seed by any means.
Kirito is having a fire sale at the bomb shop, and he's buying everything. It makes me wonder if this is if he thinks he's missing an item, because this seems to have progressed a little further than just a normal sword hunt. So I don't know about you, Gloin, but as not a fan of Key Sanity, but as much of a fan as I am of the tournament and the races, it has been nice to see Speed Gaming get these weeklies back up, or the daily races, I should say, back up. So I'm looking forward to running some more of these, and I hope they keep them going.
Absolutely.
But our admins are definitely hard at work keeping that tournament running while also trying to help us run this series of races, just as much rando as we can possibly get in, and there's a small dedicated team putting that together for you, and they deserve a lot of love.
Looks like Godzirra is going to go right side, and that's going to pay off for him. Oh, he doesn't
head
have a
fake.
key. He doesn't have a key.
All right, just pull the switch. You'll be fine.
Hopefully he goes back after he gets the key off the torch.
That's so hard to make that play. That's so hard. I mean, technically going right side is the wrong play, like mathematically anyway.
He's
but-
going to be really upset.
Yep. But he's going to get the full tour. So, I mean, you can kind of check out Ganon's bedroom.
It's unfortunate
Check out-
there's just no value to be had over here.
If you haven't checked out Ganon's 3-car garage, that's a thing to behold.
I haven't seen it. What kind of cars does he have?
I'm trying to make some kind of pig-related pun joke, but they're all failing me, so I'm just going to kind of leave that joke where it is. I'll just say he drives an Oldsmobile, because nobody drives those anymore, and that's kind of what was cool back in 1991.
How about a Geo Metro?
That sounds way too enviro-friendly for Ganon. I wouldn't imagine he would probably care about gas mileage. Godzirra using the boomerang's tracks to make his way through. He is just behind Dark Shadows. We actually have a really nice close race here between Dark Shadows and Godzirra. I mean, they are in the same room right now. I am looking forward to this Ganon Tower climb between these two guys. It's going to be like Christos Owen and Ajneb174 remix. Neck and neck.
Yeah, they got the same equipment. Godzirra's just down on hearts a little bit, but it should just come down execution.
He's going to get that fairy, or that powder here from Bob's chest, so that's going to help him out. Oh, the anti-fairy decides to just hover right over the gap like OkayGuy and start wrecking Dark Shadows. Fortunately, he had that powder handy. Dark Shadows making quick work of Disney's Armos on Ice. Only to be disappointed by the singular rupee.
Kirito finishing up pod. I think he's making his way to Ganon's tower.
Probably going to buy a safety first or head to Zora. He has to think he's missing an item at this point.
It's either that or he's just not comfortable with Master Sword Ganon's tower. Looks like
Dark
Godzirra
Shadows?
is gambling on tile room.
I mean, he's going to be disappointed.
Maybe there's a sword.
That's true.
In fact, I wonder if that would make up for the time lost being in tile room.
It entirely could,
Oh.
but unfortunately does not pay off as such.
Yeah, Walther, we're not sure what he's looking for. He either thinks he's missing something he's not, or he's looking to try to get his tempered sword upgrade.
Oh, that high-pitched.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm not even sure where a spike could have gotten trapped to make that sound.
Godzirra only a few rooms behind.
Yep, the race is back on. Kirito climbs his way top Death Mountain. Gonna spin some 7 crystals.
Godzirra has a fairy.
Shadow's trying to use as many arrows as he can before he gets to Ganon. And with only having the Master Sword, sometimes pulling out weapons that do more damage like the Silver Arrows and the Fire Rod can really help speed up your climb. Alright, you get the second try at this. Got 1 hit, got 2 hits. It wasn't going to be able to get that third one. Too much of a short hop.
From downtown.
Yep. It's a 3-point landmo shot. Godzirra going for the safety. Grabs his favorite 2 fairies and makes his way back up the tower. Almost gets the cane strats.
Godzirra taking advantage of sword beams for while he has them.
I'm a big fan of pot throwing.
As am I. Seems like they always want to walk away from me.
Don't you turn your back on me. Take that. Oof. Godzirra basically outlining the last Stalfos there in a fire. Like a Bugs Bunny Elmer Fudd shotgun pattern. And then gets hit by the anti-fairy while trying to convert it. What does Emo Sorrow turn into as a bunny? What on earth was that?
I have no idea. It looked really small.
Opens up the last chest, gets 1 small piece of heart, nothing worth his time, and makes his way up to the Agahnim 2 fight.
he gonna swag it up for us?
Yeah, he did for Aga 1. Why not do it again? There he goes.
Nice.
Ooh, a nice double. That doesn't seem like a kind of pattern you want when you're using net. And Aga 2 is down.
Well executed for net strats.
And apparently he's going to be caught in the net and sent to the pound. Animal control shelter. Godzirra about to do Moldorm 2. Just behind.
I know he's got at least one blue goo.
Yeah, you got that at the top. That'll be very helpful. Gotta take advantage of some of these positions against the wall. Got Ganon given pretty good positions for Master Sword. You gotta get up there for round 2. Oh, no, get inside.
That corner is not one of the friendly corners.
No, but that's a great spot, though. If you can get, I mean, you can get that, you know, right on that. Yeah, if you get right between the second and third tile there, you can basically just spin in place, and all the back push will just push you right up against the wall, and you won't move. So that's a really good. That's one of the best 2 spots that he can be in.
He found out that with Berna, you can't do sword spins while it's active.
Yep.
But he does take advantage of the corner here.
Yep, top corner came at a good time, and that's going to be nice and free and burn him down into phase 3. Now the cane comes in handy.
Perfect.
Missing the first cycle, but that's all right. Gets him on the second one. Godzirra finishes Aga 2 and is headed to the Ganon fight, right on his tail. And Kirito has finished all of left side and did not do these first 2 chests, so he can go straight to the right side now with the 3 keys that he has. On to phase 4. Did you find the arrows in the light world? Yes, they did, because it was about the only thing this seed gave them for the first half an hour. Goes for the double, just misses it. Ooh, gotta watch that fire bat. I've seen some very strange physics when it comes to fire bats and how they basically just grip you off the side of the edge even though you're going a completely different direction.
Yeah, that's a very strange physics. Just don't get hit.
Get reverse suplexed by a fire bat.
There's 1 arrow away here.
Should be it, and GG to DarkShadows59.
It's official time of 2:10:17.
Time for another one. It's past my bedtime. Godzirra in on phase 3. Got the first hit in. It's got 3 more to go.
Kirito picking up his big key here, heading up the tower.
Ooh, fire bat.
Still has a fairy, so
Fine.
can still play a little greedy.
Good setup for a double. And GG's to iaregodzirra. Who finishes in 38th place with a time of 2:11:53.
We got Dark Shadows in here. GG Dark Shadows.
Well, you're going to have to take our word for it. He is in here. I think he's actually working on his mime routine.
Give me one moment. I can't hear you all.
Well, we can hear you. That's good news. And frankly, most of these people are tired of hearing from us anyway. They want to hear from you.
Can you try again?
GG, Dark Shadows, how'd it go? Check. Check one. Check.
Oh, let me reset. I still can't hear you.
Meanwhile, Kirito is making the climb up Ganon's tower in the third room of the gauntlet.
Third time's a charm.
Third time is the charm.
All right, welcome. All right, so tell us about that seed. How'd you feel about it? How'd it go for you?
Well, when I opened that first chest, I thought, wait, is this a key sanity seed?
Yeah, I think we were all basically hoping. We were all having bad flashbacks. But after that, then what?
It seemed pretty linear, or at least that's why I got off of it after having to check like almost everything except Turtle Rock.
Yeah, the pod triple dip isn't something you see too often, is it?
I think that's the first time I've had a required pod triple dip.
But like you were saying, it was fairly linear, other than having to run all over the place.
Yeah, I was hoping to try to bypass the Aga, but didn't happen.
Yeah, it was almost 30 minutes in by the time any of the runners started heading to Aga 1. I think the consensus amongst all of you is that, you were going to go kicking and screaming, so...
Yeah, I had that feeling when I got the lamp and the Master Sword, but I still didn't have that Moon Pearl, so I wasn't really ready to do that.
And that wound up being a good call, because you had to go wait to get up to the Death Mountain to get that, so... That was a good play.
At least I got to show the Swagnet twice.
You did. You were the champion of the Swagnet, and GG to you for that, sir.
Yeah, that was a nice Aga 2 fight with the Bugnet.
The double in particular was impressive. That's not always easy to do. I mean, it was 2 different hits, too.
I'd love to get the triple at some point, but that's still going to take a lot of time.
Needs a good setup for that. Not all the setups are going to work for that. All right, Kirito is making his way to Moldorm 2. Decides against the magic refill.
It looks like no one got over a Master Sword.
No one on the restream had it, and it sounds like most people didn't find it.
We are hearing rumors that the shovel that was on Spectacle Rock could be used to then go and dig one up, and we have not heard where the 4th one might be, but the spoilers channel on the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord may have that answer. Kirito taking another fall.
It was likely either Turtle Rock or a Mirror Lock's location, because everything else was pretty much checked.
Was everyone on the restream on mirror go mode?
I would venture to say almost everybody who isn't Andy probably had mirror go mode.
Yeah, Mirror was go mode for all 4 people.
I mean, there really wasn't a good way, almost any way possible for you to skip that sequence, so...
I think you were checking some extra chests at the end, but it looks like you were comfortable with Master Sword. Were you just really trying to find that Tempered Sword to make things go faster?
Yeah, the difference between a Master Sword and a Tempered Sword is pretty huge for Ganon.
No, you made it look pretty simple with just the Master Sword, so... Hopefully this will give you confidence in the future to not worry about having to go chase the Tempered.
I tried not to go out of the way for the Tempered, but yeah. Someone's saying the 4th sword was Bombo's tablet.
I believe that.
That's a mirror lock location. That's pretty much exactly what Glenn was saying. So yeah, it makes sense. And we are on Aga 2 for Kirito. And he gets a single. And a double. That might have been another double. It's kind of hard to tell some of those quick hits. Guess we'll find out. Nope, that was a single, because then he finishes with a double. And Kirito off to Ganon to slowly spin around him like some kind of blue sword wielding ballerina.
Gets out the lamp, he's already ready for the last phase.
Oh, he's doing regular slashes, not remembering that those are not effective. There he goes.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that you can't spin with that blue cane.
Yeah, it happens. It's when it's the only... I mean, you think, oh, this is just like Cape. I'll use it just like Cape. And unfortunately not. Really nice for Ganon to give you guys these really good positions here where you can kind of double up the spins like this in this top left. And then he eventually kind of winds up in the top right. So
Yeah,
as far as...
able to use the cane to get in and out of that corner to do significant damage.
Really makes that go a lot quicker.
Yeah, without those corner spots, it's a slog to get through Ganon.
Oh, we gotta get up there. Go on, get up there. Oh, he misses the corner.
Yeah, he looks like me when I was restreamed not too long ago before I really knew to focus on those corners. So if he watches the restream back, he'll learn the way I did.
Gonna pop a potion here with a heart and a half left, and frankly, that's a good idea. Oh no, he's gonna cane first. And, you know, you can't keep caning. It made sense for the fire.
Yeah, Master Sword Ganon's not super common, so it can take a few of these to get used to how to do the fight.
Seeming like he might have counted. No, no, he kind of gave up in the middle there.
No!
That's right, he's got that fairy. He'll be all right. But no more of that. Oh, that's good because he's on to phase 3 anyway. And with silvers, he should probably take good care of this. Look out! Get that potion. Get the potion. Don't do it. It's not worth the risk, man.
He's going in for more.
If he gets bodied, he's going to be real sorry.
Oh boy.
No, get away, get away.
Oh, just
Oh,
missed
just
the
misses.
torch.
Yeah.
It's tough to get with the fire rod.
It's even tougher to finish off that stun, you know, from lighting the torches when you only have this Master Sword. Look out!
Boy.
Oh, he's giving me heart palpitations.
Got
Come on,
guts.
man, you
I'll
can do
give him
this.
that.
Can't do a double when he's up against the wall like that. But all right, good. Finally, he's using the potion. I can breathe again. Whew. All right, now we're gonna go dancing with Ganon in the dark.
I know you try to get every little bit out of that potion, but good grief.
Yeah, we're stretching it a bit. Last hit, and GG to Kirito5, who finishes with an official SRL time of 2:22:54. GG, sir. And he dashes in with great aplomb. Well, Dark Shadows, is it time for another one?
Maybe not tonight. Don't we have another daily race tomorrow, though?
Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Indeed, we do. It's going to be. What's the category?
It is full entrance shuffle with quick swap. 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 3 hours of frustration. That's what he said.
No, that's when you add Key Sandy on top of it.
Then it's 4 hours of frustration. But no, that's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully everybody who is brave enough to move all the entrances around in Hyrule will be out tomorrow. You know what? As mean as they are to kind of move everything but Link's house around, at least they're doing you the solid of putting, giving you a use for the left and right buttons. That really speeds things up.
If you remember.
Yeah, muscle memory takes over sometimes. Quick swap is where you can use the left and right buttons to move left and right like you would with the left and right directional keys if you had pressed in your menu, but you don't have to go into the menu and spend the time getting the menu to pop up and go back down. It basically saving you a lot of menuing time.
So if you have the bow selected and you want to get a bomb or something, you can just tap right 3 or 4 times. I actually don't remember. My menuing is really bad. But then I'll just go through your menu and go to that item without actually having to open the menu.
Yeah, and you can tap that until you find the item that you're looking for, or you find a whammy, in which case you die instantly.
Yeah. Thanks for our trackers, Cyclone and Ramil Gaming. You guys did a good job here and made my job easier.
Yeah, thank you to all the runners who did a great job with this kind of trolley seed and stuck with it and got right through it. 2 hours, 22 minutes, pretty good time for the last place finish. So everyone did really well, and I hope you guys are happy with your performance here in front of everybody. Oh, looks like we are going to be joined by Kirito. If he makes his way in here, we can talk to him, say GG, ask him how it went for him. And of course, ask him what he was looking for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it was anything but a sword. But after seeing him do Ganon there, actually, that would surprise me too.
Yeah, he made pretty good work of it. So, like I was saying with Dark Shadows, if maybe you don't want to go into Ganon, but you're looking for a sword, you have a good fight like that. Maybe that gives you the confidence to just go straight to the pig next time, not spend so much time in the overworld. GG's Kirito, welcome to the interview. How'd it go? Well, we're getting some sound clicks from you, but we're not getting a whole lot of words.
Hey,
There we go. Hey, Kirito, how's it going?
doing good. How about you guys?
Good.
Pretty good. So, how'd the run go for you?
Depends, basically. If you count that I died by miscalculating. Well, not miscalculating. Forgot to grab a bush to actually throw at the soldiers, so I could see if they would drop anything useful.
Yeah, early deaths are pretty rough.
You should have saw my race earlier today. I was I screwed up so many times.
It looks like you were looking for a sword at the end. Is that what you were kind of looking for?
Yeah, this would actually be my fourth Master Sword Ganon fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised because it looks like you did it actually pretty well in the Ganon fight with Master Sword. So
This is something I don't like to do.
Well, not too many people do like to do it, but I was saying to Dark Shadows, who also spend a little extra time looking for a sword. If you can do a Ganon fight that well with just the Master Sword, then hopefully you can give yourself the confidence to just go ahead and give that a go next time and save a little bit of time.
Yeah, but I probably need to practice more with that fight since as I said, I've never. Well, my first time I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I was just slashing at him, and I never knew that I had to spin attack him to do damage.
Yeah, it never hurts to spend a little time on the practice ROM, just slashing at the pig with different kinds of swords. So,
Well, I do actually have the practice from. I just don't know how to go have it. Take me where I want to go on the practice. Actually, I think I do have the practice ROM or not. I'm not sure exactly. I had to check my files.
you were the only runner that made what I thought was the right play in sequence breaking into Ice Palace with fake flippers, if I'm remembering correctly.
yep, absolutely. That was a great call. What was going through your mind at the time?
I just go with me. I usually just follow what the items I have lead me to.
Yeah, I think you routed this pretty much how I would have routed it, probably the best way to route it. Other people had to go into Mire to get the flippers and then go into Ice Palace, but you got the hammer by getting in there early.
So, what made you decide to do the sequence break?
Just a gut feeling, probably, or I just don't actually plan things out with how I route things. I just go with the flow or just follow where the items lead me.
Following the breadcrumbs often does lead you to where you need to go, and it clearly worked out for you this time, leading you to the hammer. That hammer trolled a lot of people, and a lot of people were pretty angry with it and slashed at the chest when they found it. So, but it didn't seem to bother you much at all.
I usually don't let things get to me, so I usually just, or sometimes I just like to slash at things, as you saw me doing. When I was from the stream I did, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but Mothula, even though I didn't do Mothula fights since it was a pendant dungeon, but it is possible to get an early spin attack off of Mothula. I think it's right before he starts moving. I think he gets off the ground before he flaps to move.
Yeah, that's a good way to start off the moth fight because he's stayed in position. It's one of the only times you can get him with a spin, as long as you don't have the tempered, because that damage won't affect him.
You should say, I actually done that fight so many times just with the fighter sword. And not even using the fire rod.
But you did correctly figure out that, of course, the pedestal was not required, so you didn't have to kill Mothula, and the only payoff you got for going back there in that fire rod locked area was another piece of heart. So.
Well, to me, I'm not sure a lot of racers. So I actually, even though green pendants isn't really needed, so I just grab it just in case if there's the old man who gives you a good item or not.
Well,
hold on.
GG's to you again.
Someone just asked what was on pet. I just saw when it's a showdown pet. It was the arrow bag upgrade.
Yep, it was. We had, I think, DarkShadows the first one on the restream to check it.
Usually, I would check it if I was in that corner.
Yeah, it's always tough to check that one unless you make the big trip out there. When you have the go mode mirror, and Swamp's a pendant, it makes it difficult to go check it. But I think we are about done here. So GG's again to all of our runners. GG's. Thank you, DarkShadows. Thank you, Kirito, for coming in for an interview.
Anytime.
And I hope you guys had fun.
And thank you for commenting, and thanks the trackers for tracking our progress with the items and the boss fights.
Yep, and they did a good job as they always do. So, Gloin, do you have anything else to sign us off with?
I just hope I never have to triple dip pod. That's all I can say.
That is definitely the takeaway from this season.
I know that feeling.
It's not as bad. Never mind, it is bad.
All right, guys. Well, good night, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
Sorry about the pauses between the games. I'm actually tracking myself also. Sorry to cut you off right there.
Oh, it happens when we're all sharing one talk channel like that. It's not a big deal.
Good night, everyone, and hope you follow our. Actually, you just said that. Night all, and enjoy whatever's going on the other streams, or I don't know what I'm talking about at times. Take care, all.